In 1883, they had a scientist, quote unquote, visit Greenland, and he noticed that in the middle of July there was a haze, more like a fog in the atmosphere that sparkled. Now I know I've seen that type of fog sparkle, but those are ice crystals sparkling. Okay, but he saw, and basically as far as his eye could see, this haze in Greenland sparkling, and he couldn't figure out what that was, but it would occur ever so often. Well, I hate to say it, he breathed it in, most likely coated his lungs. It was an occurrence ever so well. The wind direction from west going over that produces a haze into the atmosphere. The atmosphere is not clear. You don't see on a clear day. You can see well. You don't see it on a clear day from the area he was in. And it turns out to be that haze is the particular from smelting plants in Canada. There's a large smelting plant in Canada with nickel ore. And if you look at everything west of that is green, everything east of that, for miles east of that plant, east of that plant smelter is dead. Dead. Yes. And it goes for a long distance. Then you got light green, then you got forest and what have you. It's a rather shocking way to see smelting. Don't have that in my backyard. And there's an increase in, they also noticed an increase in smog. Smog from burning campfires? There was a smog haze up there too from coal burning plants, from the coal burning plants, iron plants in the United States. And forest fires. Well, now you get not only a haze, mind you, less of it from coal burning plant, but haze, but you get a surface on the surface. And one of the things on the surface is soot, which is mercury from the coal burning plant. Yeah, and the smelters. Yeah, that thing. Some of the rules are in smelters is clean up your smokestacks, or else what? We shut you down. Clean up the particulars out of your smokestacks. If you don't understand that, one winter there was this yellow snow falling. What do you mean yellow snow falling? Yellow snow falling, and it was yellow snow from China. China, the Beijing had a great big dust storm that kind of like eliminate the midday sun, you might say. And that got into the stratosphere, and that blew over, and it blew across the United States like a Chinese weather balloon. And it snowed, and the snow was a yellow muddy snow, red yellow muddy snow, which meant that when it got warm, yes, you had this grit on the cars and windshields. Yes, well, welcome to the real world we live in. And of course, the forest fires in the United States or Canada, guess where the fine ash is landing? On Greenland. And it's that thing. Those forest fires also are having a problem in Canada, Alaska, is they get rid of the cover so the sunlight can go, soaking on the ash, which will soak into the permafrost. It's like, oh yes, yes. Oh brother. But yeah, it's really interesting. And the pollution is still there. It's seen in Iceland. It's seen really on Greenland. And somebody says, well, the problem is that it's the Arctic. You can find it in blubber, seals. You can find it in the meat of, they've looked at dead polar bears, and they find there's a high mercury content in the polar bear's body or organs, seals' organs, whale organs. Whale, yes, whale. They do a lot of stuff. In fish, oh yeah, the little fish go up there, little amoebas, they eat stuff, and it passes down the food chain. And when you start looking at the food chain, you're looking at what does humans eat on the food chain. I guess lobsters are supposed to be pretty safe, but the fish from the oceans, they contain mercury. Slight amounts, not like the stuff happened in Japan, but slight amounts. Elevated, plastic beads, all the trash in their thing. But they're finding, whether or not they should not be finding stuff they're finding. They're finding, as I said, mercury, isotopes. Oh, the fish are glowing. No, but on the downside of all that, you will find out that even fish farms in Alaska or in Scandinavia, the fish they find mercury in the fish. What do you mean? There should be no mercury in the fish. Well, that comes from Canada or other coal-burning plants that are still working in the United States. You might get rid of the CO2 and a lot of the heavy particulars, but otherwise, and they're finding it around the planet. Congratulations.